Hi, welcome to another edition of Dear Coaches from the car while I wait for my kid to get out of school. So here's the idea I want to share with you. I think one of the issues that new coaches face, that I know I faced, was this idea that in order to start coaching, I first had to learn marketing. Marketing is a field and an art form in and of itself. I know and respect and listen to and have been mentored by and learned from some incredible teachers in marketing. And I see a lot of new coaches who, like me, were kind of sucked into this story that before we can coach, before we can talk to people, before we can help, before we can practice telling people what we do and having conversations, we have to learn marketing. And I want to suggest that both can be happening at the same time. That at the same time you're thinking about, what is my niche going to be? Or how do I want my website to look? You can be talking to people. That one is not dependent on the other. That it's not first marketing, then coaching. It's coaching first and marketing at the same time. They're like parallel to one another. And in fact, if it helps take some of the pressure off, don't think about it as like coaching directly. Coaching is just one of the things that you can be doing. Instead, I want to invite you to think about just having conversations. And if you've seen some of my other stuff, you know how big I am on conversations. I have a whole thing on conversation projects. You can be talking to people where you just practice explaining what you do. I call it an explanation conversation. You can be having a conversation where you're interviewing someone and listening and for what they're going through and getting out of your head and into their world. It's an interview conversation. You can have discovery call conversations, coaching conversations. There's so many different, you're never that far from talking to someone. The only thing between you and having your next conversation with someone outside of the coaching bubble is your willingness to extend an invitation to say, hey, can we spend 20 or 30 minutes together? I'd like to explain what I'm up to and get your feedback or your questions. I'd like to interview you and learn about what you're up to. And so I want to, if you are in this space, and I get it, I was there for a really, really long time. If you are like, well, first marketing and then coaching, I want you to consider the possibility that coaching can come first. Conversations can come first. At the very least, it can be happening at the same time. Because here's the thing. The conversations you're having with people will inform all of those marketing principles that you're starting to think about. It'll inform the ideas of positioning and language. Far too often, I see amazing coaches trying to design their work in their imaginations, wondering, what is it that people are struggling with? What kind of program would they like? And every time I think, ask them. Your people will tell you everything you need to know, including all of the amazing stuff that you're going to include in these bigger questions you have in more of the marketing space. So I'd love to know what you hear in that. Share in the comments. If you've liked this video, feel free to subscribe. Feel free to share it with another coach you know. And yeah. Thanks again for joining in on this episode of Thoughts from Allegra in her car. Talk to you soon.